Council, it is Monday, January 5th, 2026, 7:30 p.m. Tony, please call the roll.
Erickson.
Here.
Bevins.
Here.
Chezak.
Here.
Johnson. Here. Stunek. Yeager.
Yes.
O'Day.
Here.
Bedell.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next up, we have approval of the agenda.
So moved, Mr.
Second.
President.
Motion by Chezak, second by Bevins. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Against, same sign. We have an agenda. Next up, we have the consent calendar. This is a notice public that all matters listed are considered routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless good cause is shown prior to the time the council votes on the motion to be adopted by roll call. Chezak?
Mr. President, I'd like to move to approve the consent with the removal of the all aboard MN railroad item to be discussed immediately following approval of consent.
Second. All right. Motion by Bevins, by Chezak, second by Bevins with that amendment. Any discussion? Tony?
Erickson.
Yes.
Bevins.
Yes.
Chezak.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Yeager.
Yep.
O'Day.
Yes. That motion carries. So next up, we have that item. This is a resolution to support all aboard Minnesota Railway for a route from Fargo to the Twin Cities. Chezak?
Yeah, Mr. President, this is all brand new. I don't see anybody, as far as any state legislators signing on to this yet or anything. I would like to see if the council would consider holding this off unless there's some time sensitivity that I'm not aware of. Maybe Mr. Broyles or somebody could let us know if that's the case, but I would be much more comfortable knowing more about this. I see the document we got is broken up, and it looks like there's numerous pages, and we have only a few. It just seems like we got highlights of the full document. So, if it would, I could make the motion now to do that. If unless there's somebody
Sure. Did you want staff to answer any questions?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Mr. Broyles, you want to try and touch on that?
Sure, thanks, Mr. Chezak. I am not aware of any time constraints. Council certainly can pull this and we can get more information. My understanding, this is very similar to a resolution that was passed in 2021, just voicing support for this project. But I'm not aware of any time constraints. We can certainly get more information, whatever you would like, and we will present that to the council.
Do you accept a motion, Mr. President?
Yes,
I'll just move to hold off on this, bring it back at the first meeting in February.
Second.
Bring more information back on this.
Okay. We have a motion by Chezak, second by Erickson. Any discussion? See none? Let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. That motion carries.
Thank you.
Bet. Moving on, to number 6, this is a public forum. This is time allocated for citizens to bring matters not on the agenda to the attention of the council. Time limits may be imposed. Looks like we may have a few people here to speak tonight, so let's try to keep it to a few minutes if you can. But right now, I will open the public forum. It is 7:33 p.m. And if you are here for something that is not on the agenda, please come forward. Just name and address first, please.
My name is Logan Klisch. Address is 824 N Street Northeast. I am here to voice my concerns about the development or proposed development of Gustafson Park. My concern with that being is that park is heavily used during the summer, not only the past couple of years by the Y, but also by local kids who reside in nearby homes within walking distance. It's often used by children that are not in organized sports with schools and whatnot. I know I have neighbors myself where they go over and practice preseason softball and baseball over there before the season starts. My concern is that losing that would be detrimental to the children. I understand that there are 2 other parks in relatively close proximity. However, I feel like losing that asset just for a few houses probably may not be worth it, and I would like to look for other options. And That's all I've got for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. If there's anybody else that would like to come up and speak? Welcome.
Thank
Just name
you.
and address first, please.
My name is PJ Larson. I live at 916 11th Avenue, Northeast, right by Garfield School. I can hear the playground from our yard. I am disabled. The elevator is out tonight, so I have a family member that can't come up these stairs. But we can walk to Gustafson. It's the closest park to our home. Lum and Memorial, I would have to drive. And I don't drive unless I have to, and I drove here tonight to tell you that this park is used Parks and Rec. There's hundreds of people that come to watch their children play t-ball. I used to coach. They play soccer there. There's dogs walking through the park, people learning frolf. I see the need for housing in Brainerd. Obviously, we need that. I don't know that it needs to go in the place of a park. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you. If anybody else wants to come up, come on up. Just name and address first, please.
Name is Nathan Sear, 1305 10th Avenue Northeast. Voicing the concern about Gustafson Park. The past couple years, it's been used by the Y for various sports, whether it be t-ball, softball, football, flag football. My kids, they use that park when there's not things that are going on there. Yes, there are 2 other parks that are within walking distance. However, this field, I don't even like calling it a park because it's not really a park, it's just fields. You know, some of the nice things about having that right there, my house is right next to that. I have a 16-year-old son. Last year for his birthday, we ordered a flag football kit off of Amazon. We had the family come over, we grilled in the backyard, we went over the field, and we played flag football with the entire family. Now, if that were to be developed, we would lose access to that, lose access to be able to go out into that safe spot there and still be within the comfort of, our relative home location. There are other areas that are in relative proximity that could be developed. I had talked to Mr. Erickson. There's a spot, 2 blocks north of me, I think it is, that is actually a wooded lot. It is actually tax forfeited. So I'm wondering, why are we choosing this particular area to be developed when it is being used, it is being utilized, instead of going, a couple blocks that are just minutes away and developing what is an empty, wooded land. I understand that we would lose the trees and everything that are there, but if it's tax forfeited land, why can't we utilize that instead of the Gustafson Field, as I like to call it, instead of a park? The maintenance that's there, it's minimal. The cost for the lawn mowing that's there, if it comes down to it, I'd be happy to mow it. I'm right there. If it comes down to it, I'd be willing to do it if that means that we can keep it.
Do we have a motion? I'm just kidding.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it. Anybody else out there want to come up and speak about anything that's not on the agenda tonight? Come on up, sir. Just name and address, please.
Chris, 912 Oak Street. I was up here last time. I wanted to come back. I did some research. I'm sorry I was able to email Gabe so he can give you guys copies. I found out that it's just not 20 people that have been assaulted, including myself being in that situation. And also, I have a major health issue, like I said. One of them that I just found out recently from my doctor was my hearing is starting to go, and my other medical issues are going. The reason why I'm coming back to say about the assault part is if we don't have, and I just looked up on the statutes, we don't have a statute for landlords or anyone that gets assaulted in our housing development. And I do think we should get something like that started. Maybe we all get together and talk about it and write it up and then send it up, however we do it. But it needs to come into law, and I appreciate Gabe agreeing and maybe some of you agreeing. I know Jeff has agreed a couple of things on that part, but we need to get this going. We need a new law for this part now, because I'm the walking person involved with it, showing you guys that I'm not gonna let anyone else out there in the community get assaulted and then law enforcement ignored the fact about the suspect lying to them. So if we can, try to come up with a solution for this year so they can carry on for other young children. There's been teenagers assaulted too recently within our state in Crow Wing. I don't know how to say it, but their names are not to be talked about because parents said to it. But they agree, and I have counted of 150 people agree to what I said to you guys and wants to see Crow Wing to come in action. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir? Sir? Have you spoke with Mr. Kramvik at all?
I'm back.
Raise your hand,
He's a
James.
good looking one over there.
He's the guy to talk to about all the rental housing statutes and different provisions we have in the city. If you want to reach out to City Hall tomorrow, he's the guy to talk to right there to get that started.
Yep, but I was told to come to Cedar Council and
Yep.
to see who all agrees, and then he and I can proceed.
Yep. Thank you. All right. If anybody else is here that wants to come up and speak on anything that's not on the agenda, please do so now. Or if you're online and you would like to do so, please press *3.
This time.
I'll ask one more time. If anybody wants to come up, please do so now. With that, we will close the public forum at 7:42.
Mr. President,
Mr. Chesak.
is there any way we can give the people here that are concerned about Gustafson Park an update as to where we're at? I did see something on our suspense tracker, if you will, regarding I think we got some information back on that, if
Sure.
that's possible.
Mr. Broyles, do you have an update on it, or? James, go ahead.
Yep, so it'll be at the next park board meeting to receive a formal recommendation. We've put together a memo. I know me and Mike are working on that right now, so I kind of expect that at the end of the month at the next park board meeting, and then it'd be at the following council meeting regarding Gustafson Park.
Okay, so likely beginning of February?
Beginning of February, it'd be back at council.
Okay.
And we got responses back for survey costs, is that correct?
We did get costs on that, so park board and council will be aware of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have presentations. That's number 7. I don't think we have any presentations tonight, so moving right on to number 8. This is council committee reports. First up, we have Personnel and Finance Committee Chair Gabe Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have 3 items on our agenda tonight, the first of which is a misdemeanor prosecution joint services agreement with the cities of Baxter and Nisswa. And the motion is to approve the attached joint services agreement to accompany the misdemeanor prosecution agreement, and I so move.
Second. Motion by Johnson, second by Bevins. Johnson?
The agreement hasn't changed from what we've used in years past. It's a 3-year rolling average of the number of hours the prosecutors spend on each community. It's paid for by that. So if you look 26 to 25, the share for Brainerd actually went down a couple $1,000s. And last time we asked about the court fine revenue, Connie added that to the memo this time so you can see how much our court fine revenue is offsetting the Brainerd's share of the cost of the agreement.
All right, thank you. Any more discussion on the motion? Mr. Chesak?
How do we increase our court fine revenue?
Hire more cops. I have no idea, Jeff.
Is that a good enough answer for you, Jeff?
Always is.
All right. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Johnson?
Mr. President, next up is a position recommendation, a water/wastewater operator. And the motion is to approve the attached wastewater operator job description and further to authorize staff to negotiate the wage with the IBEW union, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Bevins. Johnson.
So we have an opening as a wastewater operator in the wastewater division, naturally. And when the management team over at the public utility was talking about where we're at and looking forward, they thought maybe it'd be best if we, instead of having a water operator and a wastewater operator, we have one job description that is water and wastewater operator that has all of the certifications to work in either plant. And that's the direction they recommended going in. The Public Utility Commission has voted in that favor, and that's the recommendation coming out of the committee tonight.
All right, sounds great.
Mr. President?
Mr. Chesak.
Yeah, I did ask this question at the Utility Commission meeting, and I asked about, as far as industries, as far as their industry goes, are they seeing this type of position? And it is becoming more prevalent that there's a combo type thing going on here, and that was directly from Aquaman Charlie Gammon, so.
Excellent. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Johnson.
Yeah, our last item is a memorandum of agreement on the Minnesota paid family medical leave for our IBEW groups. And the motion is to approve the PFML memorandums of agreement with the IBEW Public Utility and Administrative Service Unions as presented, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Bevins. Johnson.
These memorandums follow what is already city policy and what we're already doing with our other bargaining units. This just gets it written that it's understood the employer is paying half, the employee is paying half.
Okay. More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Johnson.
End of report.
Thank you. All right, moving on to 8B. This is Safety and Public Works Committee Chairman Tad Erickson.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. We have 7 items on our agenda. The first of which is change order number 4, improvement 2313. This is the Trunk Highway 371B and Willow Roundabout. Motion coming out of committee is to recommend approving the change order, the total amount of $8,559.49, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Chairman Erickson.
So this change order is in regards to tree removal on Willow Street that came about, was not included in the original scope. The cost that I mentioned would be state aid eligible.
All right, thank you. More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson.
So the motion coming out of committee, the next item here, is final pay request number 2 for improvement 2316. The motion coming out of committee is to hold this one over. There was a question that came up in committee. Motion came up to hold this over until the next meeting, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Chairman Erickson.
So what came up was a gentleman addressed the council about his driveway and the apron at the end of a cul-de-sac, and staff had done some work and remedied that situation. And the question that came up was, were the costs associated with that fix included in this amount? Since the committee meeting, we did get an answer to that. So while we didn't have a recommendation coming out of committee, we did get an answer to the question. So I don't know if you would entertain a motion or a discussion to.
Whichever you'd like. You have the floor. If you want to try a motion, you can.
Can I ask the staff a question then to kind of clarify the cost, and then I would maybe amend the motion to. And before Jesse, Jeff, you had brought up this question. I guess since it was your question in committee, did you want to? Well, let's hear Jesse's answer, and then you can have a chance to respond.
So just highlight the message that was sent to the council. So the cost of that patch is included in that total amount. It was roughly about $900. The contractor did try to do some remedying work with some infrareds to try and smoothen that out. The issue is the curbs in that area are very flat. So for them to provide positive drainage would have been very difficult anyways without fully reconstructing that cul-de-sac. And that was quite a bit more than our anticipated scope of work considering what we were trying to do with the resurfacing. So we did have them do the patch. The patch also has pretty minimal grade right now, just because the curb doesn't have much. So it is draining, but long-term, at some point when we rebuild it, we would want to provide better drainage throughout that whole area.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. So, Jesse, so the amount in the final pay request, number 2 here, is $42,541.50, and those costs are included in that dollar amount?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
And then, Mr. President, then a question to Mr. Chesak. Does that answer your question that you brought up in committee?
Yeah, and I if I could, the reason I brought this up, because Mr. Bevins made a very good point when this, we were talking, I can't remember specifically, but he asked the question about when we did this and the property owner came in and told us there's a problem, and the contractor was aware of the problem, and we went back and tried to fix it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and now it looks like we're giving the contractor for workmanship $900 to do something that I think, and following what Mr. Bevins had indicated, that's where it opened my eyes to this, is I don't think for workmanship we should be paying anything more, because they were aware of the problem and should have got it done right first time. That's why I would be opposed to paying this full amount, based on what I'm hearing, if I got that correct.
All right, Mr. President, then, sorry for the confusion then. That was a question that came up in committee. We didn't have that answer, so we didn't have a motion coming out, a recommendation, but I would amend my motion then to approve the final pay request in the amount of $42,541.50. And I so move.
Mr. Chair, he can't amend a motion that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
He has to just make a motion.
You didn't make a motion earlier.
You said you amended a motion. I'd like to hear the initial motion.
Yeah, so the motion was to hold this over until the next meeting. So then now with that information, I could just go ahead with
Okay.
approving.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Erickson, second by Johnson. Any discussion on that motion?
Yeah.
This is just on the amendment. now.
We're just talking about the amendment to the motion. So changing it from holding off to paying it.
No, it doesn't change it. It adds it. It's an amendment.
Let's just make it as complicated as possible,
I
guys.
think this is the most complicated.
The
thing.
motion is to pay
Yeah, that's what I thought.
the request, okay? Mr. Chesak, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I think if we're including the additional money we paid the contractor for workmanship, that isn't right. And I know it's not a lot of money, but it's a principal issue here. If workmanship is faulty, that's on the contractor. That's standard across any contractor you're gonna find. The owners, or property owners in this case, should not be paying for a poor workmanship issue. And I don't care if it's $90 or $9,000. In this case, it's apparently $900. So if we remove that amount from this, I'd be happy with it, but that isn't the motion.
Okay. Mr. Bevins?
I have a question, and it might be for staff, but maybe Tad could answer this. My understanding is on this project, it was primarily or specifically just a mill and overlay. And part of the issue with the drainage is the height of the curb, which was not done with this project. And we did the best, it's my understanding we did the best we could. The contractor did the best he could using the existing curb. And what our engineer just said is a better fix would be when the curb is redone.
When there's a rebuild in the
When
street.
there's a total rebuild, including new curb, then we can fix the problem more permanently. And if I'm mistaken, now would be the time, but if I'm correct, I support the motion.
Okay.
If I
Mr.
understand.
Dean, do you have something to add?
Councilman Bevins, you're correct on that. There was some other issues with the catch basins on the end of the cul-de-sac. They were offset. That was holding back a lot of water. We did address that with the project because we knew of that drainage issue. But to your point, the flat curbs are something that was kind of out of the scope and scale of what we were trying to do.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more discussion? All right, seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign.
Aye.
That motion carries.
All right, thank you. Our third item is stormwater engineering proposals, Southwest Brainerd. A motion coming out of committee is to award the proposal to HR Green in the amount of $33,510, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Chairman Erickson.
So this is in, we've been addressed by the property owner, Mr. Bolig, about the drainage that's coming onto his property per the easement that we kind of share with Crow Wing County on the corner there of Cassaw 48. We've been addressed on this many times, gone back and forth. This has been an issue that's been a longstanding issue and come before multiple of our city engineers. And we had some discussion in council or committee, and my thoughts were that, we've had our great past staff, our great current staff look at this, and that's got us to this point. And in talking with our engineers, they are engineers, of course, but they're not hydraulic engineers. And I think that moving forward with a study to kind of take a look at what's possible, what can be done, and hopefully we can put a pin in this and remedy this situation.
Okay. Any more discussion on that? Mr. Bevins.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did write an email to the SPNW, couple of SPNW members and staff, and I'm 100% in favor of moving forward to try and remedy this problem that's been existing for a long time, that appears to have been created somewhat with our agreement. I am a little concerned about the $32,510 I stood on this, the complainant's property, and it doesn't appear that the engineering is needed. I see the water draining into one hole on a Brainerd taxpayer's property, and across the street, I see another hole with no houses. It doesn't appear, and our engineer could not refute this, that we should at least do a little bit more investigation. If we put the outflow on the other side of the street, we might solve the problem. And I could do that for $1. I can see where the thing drains, and I can see the hole. It's called a, what do they call those things where they...
Culvert?
Yeah, like a culvert, right, exactly. They go under the road and they drain the water into the
Lower side.
pond. And I would really like to hold off on this for like 2 weeks and have our engineer go out and see what I saw and talk to the city of Baxter and talk to the property owner and Crow Wing County, right? Because this is really a Crow Wing County issue as well, to some degree, arguably. It runs down 48. And I almost think this can be solved a lot simpler if we hold off on the Green to pay HR Green $33,510 and get the people that we already pay. No, maybe there is hydrologic engineering involved, but it sure seems to be a water diversion issue. We're pouring it on one side of the street, put it on the other side. So I'm going to vote against this as much as I am in favor of solving the problem. I'd like to hold off on this for 2 weeks and get more information from our engineer. I don't know if, I'm sure Tad shared the memo I sent with you, Mr. Chair.
Yep, we all have that email in front of us.
I mean, and you can see the elevations look like they would work.
Right. So I'm getting in agreement with Mr. Bevins. I think if we can find a simpler solution instead of going through one of these studies, every time we go through one of these studies, it feels like we're just throwing money away. But we want to know as much information as we can. But if we can find something simpler to do like this before we have to go and do something like that, then I'm always for it. The problem I see with this is that if I'm reading this right, you want to go across Highland Scenic, Mr. Bevins?
Not correct, sir.
Okay.
I want to cut off the storm sewer north of Highland Scenic and run it along the north of Highland Scenic. Now, I don't want to enter into Highland Scenic, and you're going to open up half of Cassaw 48, and then the stormwater retention pond that's already naturally there is right there.
Okay.
And I believe Highland Scenic drains into it now.
Okay.
If you go look at the pipes, you can see them all. I mean,
Sure.
it's, you know.
Okay.
President?
Mr. Erickson had his hand up first, and then we'll go to Mr. Chesak.
Well, just, Mr. Bevins, I just wanted to answer that too. Yeah, your email was printed out here, but I did specifically call it out and share it with committee, and we discussed that.
Mr. Chesak?
Yeah, to Mr. Bevins, did you see the response from Engineer Dean to your?
I did.
Okay. And then, I guess, Mr. President, if, this is kind of a tricky one for me. Yeah, I voted in favor of this in committee, but I certainly understand the arguments that Mr. Bevins is making, and I would actually motion to table this motion until the second meeting in February to give staff time to do what is being asked for by Mr. Bevins, to take another look at it before we pay for engineering.
Okay. So your motion,
I think so. We had a motion coming out of committee. I would be happy, I've already amended one motion tonight. I'd be happy to amend that
friendly
motion.
amendment would be easier if you'd like to do that.
Well, if there's going to be a friendly amendment, I wouldn't motion to table, I just went motion it to hold over the item, not to table the motion.
Right, well, there's been a motion made
There is a motion.
on the table, and I would happily amend that.
What would your amendment
So
be?
to table it till the,
Hold it over, you
hold
mean?
it over, thank you.
Okay. Seconder's okay? Mr. Chesak?
I'm not the seconder.
You weren't the seconder?
I guess I was. I seconded the first motion, not the amendment, so.
Okay. But you're okay with a friendly amendment to
Yep.
table? Okay. Any discussion? Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, is a question, is this amended motion holding it off for 2 meetings and directing staff to
We can have another motion
go look
afterwards.
in, go look, yeah, because I don't want to just put it off for 2 meetings and then come back in the exact same position we're
Yeah.
in right now.
Let's just get this one voted on, and then if you guys want to make a motion, or if anybody else wants to make another motion, we can do that.
Thank you.
Yep. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote.
Just so I'm clear.
Yep.
We're holding off on this until second meeting in February, is how I understand the,
If we vote yes.
okay,
Yep.
all right.
More discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against, same sign. That motion carries. Do we have another motion? Mr. Bevins, do you want to try one?
On this, no, I'm happy with what we're doing. As long as staff comes back with answers to, really, it was Mr. Engineer Dean that had the questions about drainage and that sort of stuff, as well as agreements with Crow Wing County, City of Baxter, and the property owner. But we now have 2 weeks for them, and I believe it was,
Second.
yeah, to do all that stuff. If it needs to be a separate motion, I so move,
Okay.
to do all that stuff.
Okay. Motion for staff to look into
Yeah,
those,
yeah, if it can't be done, it can't be done. but-
can't be done, it can't be done. But we have a motion and a second. Is that fairly clear to everybody? Okay. Mr. Bedell?
Yeah, in an effort to slow Gabe's hasty second down, I just want to use a couple more words in everybody's airtime, so, but I appreciate it, thank you.
Oh, thanks for that input.
That's why you have the
Helps a
funny
lot.
font.
All right. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Against, same sign. Motion carries. All right, where are we at?
We're about halfway through.
Yeah,
We got-
Chairman Erickson, go ahead.
This is our fourth item, South Brainerd Sanitary Sewer Study, Phase 2. Motion coming out of committee is to approve the proposal from SEH for sanitary sewer modeling in South Brainerd in the amount of $20,171, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Chairman Erickson?
So this will be a follow-up to the South Brainerd, the first sewer study that we did. That was completed earlier this fall. We received summary of that. The findings have been a lot of development proposals in South Brainerd, and this would just be, this second phase would be a larger geography that it would cover. It would include the industrial park and pretty much everything south of Graydon, roughly speaking.
Okay. More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson?
Our fifth item is a resolution requesting advanced municipal state aid. The motion coming out of committee is to adopt the attached resolution requesting advanced municipal state aid construction funds, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Chairman Erickson?
So typically, we're allocated 1.1 million in state aid funds. 25% of the funds are allocated to maintenance. This leaves approximately 800,000 towards state aid construction. And we oftentimes go through our annual state aid allocation, and we need to, we can request those funds in advance. And of course, we need a resolution in order to request those funds early.
Okay. More discussion? Johnson?
I would just like to go on the record to restate my position that we should always be advancing as many state aid dollars as we possibly can.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Chezak?
and I appreciate that from Mr. Johnson, because he schooled me, I think, the last time this came up last year. And my question is, though, when we talk about bonding against state aid money and we're paying back interest, that's troublesome for me. I would hope it's troublesome for every one of us, that we're paying on money, interest on money that we otherwise shouldn't be paying interest on. And that, I mean, I don't know philosophically how, Mr. Johnson, I'm not disagreeing with your initial premise, sir, but when we start bonding against the state aid to pay it back with state aid, doesn't that kind of put us in the rears for the value we're getting from that money?
I agree with that assessment. Yeah, we're losing a percentage of it for sure.
So I think the indication I got was like close to 3.5% or thereabouts. And if I could ask Finance Director Hillman a question, Mr. President?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Connie, are we currently under any bond we're paying back regarding state aid, using state aid money to pay it back, or have we done that in the past?
No, we have not borrowed. We talked last year about issuing state aid bonds to pay for some of the construction as a way that we would take our state aid allocation then and pay for those bonds. But as far as I know, we have not bonded for our state aid. For example, this year when we bonded for the projects, we took the projects less what we're going to get for state aid, and then that's the amount that we bonded. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so we haven't done it before, but we're looking to do it for the first time.
Not necessarily. We talked about it this year, but we didn't end up needing to do it, so we didn't do it.
Okay. I guess in the memo, it appears that we were moving forward in that direction. Did I misunderstand that, or did I read that in our?
I could try, Mike.
Johnson, go ahead.
It mentions the bonding, Jeff, because they pulled the Wright and 10th Street project out because we may do the state aid bonding with that project, so we're not advancing for it. So we may do a state aid bond, but that's not this resolution.
Okay. Yeah, I understand it's not the resolution, but it's still getting the money in advance. And so, anyway, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Chezak. Anybody else? Seeing no more discussion, let's go to a vote. All those in favor? Oh, Tony, go ahead. Where's the resolution?
Erickson?
Yes.
Bevins?
Yes.
Chezak?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
O'Day?
Yes. That resolution carries. Chairman Erickson.
All right, our sixth item is discussion on downtown snow removal process. No action on this item, it's just a discussion item. Staff wanted to give us an update. As we all know, as many in the audience know, we've moved from using a contractor for the downtown snow removal to having our parks and street crews handle all of that. And staff has an attached timesheet that kind of shows how if there is overtime associated for the parks workers, how that's being allocated. And I had a really good discussion in committee, but no action coming out of committee, just a discussion item.
Thank you. I think this is answering some of the questions that got brought up at the last meeting 3 weeks ago.
Indeed, and then I should add too, staff is working on they will be putting together a formal report for the end of the snow season.
Okay. Excellent. Any more discussion over here, over there?
Yeah, Mr. President.
Yeah, Mr. Cheswick.
I did ask about the work parks employees do that because of snow removal in downtown that they may not be able to get to as they would otherwise had they not been removing snow. And there has been some overtime for initial, I think probably flooding, I would presume, was that, and they maybe not had the time to do that, but there has been a little overtime paid. That would, and my question would be then, that's just their regular overtime not charged to downtown, correct? On those items? That's correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So there was that, and then I understand, according to Mr. Yeager here, they're doing a great job. Would that be a fair assessment of what you said?
That'd be incredibly fair. That would align with my thinking, yes.
Apparently, it's coming at a lower cost to our property owners and to our city for staff to do it. And is that a fair assessment of what you said, Mr. Abacourse?
Yes.
Okay, so that's some other information. That was
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, Chairman Erickson.
All right, this is our last item, item 7, direction on active code enforcement. And the motion coming out of committee is to direct staff to obtain a search warrant to tow a trailer and a vehicle at 620 4th Avenue Northeast, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Erickson?
So this property has received the appropriate number of citations and letters to remove the trailer and vehicle, and have not, I believe the trailer had been removed, but the vehicle, or was it the other way around?
Boat trailer's been removed, but there's still one other trailer and a vehicle that remains.
Thank you.
All right.
And as you can see from the photos, it's, support the motion.
All right. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson?
All right, end of report.
Thank you, Chairman Erickson. Moving on to number 9, this is unfinished business. We have just a call for applicants for unfinished business tonight. So 9A, first up, we have Mayor Bedeau.
Before we get to call for applicants, we have nominations to give you for positions. Do you want them all in one, or do you want them broken down by the committees? How would you like that?
Whatever's easier for you.
Well, they're
You have a
all,
bunch of
it's the same
appointments
amount of
tonight?
words, so let's try it and see if you can handle it. So nominations for the library board, Brenda DeWitt, John Matson, and Mary Cope. For the park board, John Mickelson. And for the HRA, Michael Duval and Wayne Erickson.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Chesak. Any discussion on those appointments?
I have a question.
Mr. Chesak?
Are these all renewed appointments, or are there new ones in there?
I believe there's a new one.
There is for sure a new one, I believe.
Park board.
Just the park board.
And the name?
John Mickelson.
Thank you very much.
Okay, more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, now this is the call for applicants. I hope I got these right, so this should be the right counts. But the following committees have openings. Terms expire on 12/31 of the said year. Airport Commission, 1 term expiring 2028. Charter Commission, 2 terms expiring 2029, 2 terms expiring 2026. Economic Development Authority, 1 term expiring 2028, 1 term expiring 2031. Housing Redevelopment Authority, we are good to go, apologize. Library Board, 2 terms expiring 2031. Park Board, 1 term expiring 2029. Public Utilities Commission, 1 term expiring 2028 and 1 term expiring 2030. And then Transportation Advisory Committee, 1 term expiring 2026 and 2 terms expiring 2027. So still a lot of stuff out there.
All right, thank you, Mayor Bedeau. As council president, I have 1 term open on Planning Commission expiring 2028, 2 terms open on the Water Tower Committee, and I believe the Airport Commission is listed under the mayor. I know that I appointed somebody last time, so just making sure.
Yep.
So there should be 1 more term open for the Airport Commission.
Mr. President,
Mr. Chesak,
that is incorrect.
is there one for each of us?
I'm sorry, I apologize. It was Council President, yes. I was thinking, okay, sorry about that.
It's okay, Jeff. We'll
I
let
know.
that one
I
slide.
appreciate your
No more mistakes tonight, okay?
I'm trying real hard.
Okay. Next up, we have number 10, this is new business. 10A is a preliminary plat and planned unit development amendment for Voyager Heights. James Kramvik, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. President. Keepers has submitted applications for a preliminary plat amendment and development stage PUD amendment for the proposed 176-unit apartment complex. The developer amended the plan to move the stormwater infiltration pond outside of the DeWisma, which was indicated in the findings of facts. It has reduced the number of units to 176. Staff did send an email ahead of the meeting with an attached area for the tree removal plan that was submitted by Keepers today. The west side of the property is an outlot as depicted on the preliminary plat, which would need city council approval prior to construction of any structures. the property would need to be platted. Planning Commission asked also for clarification on the lighting plan. Developer has made a few minor changes that will be submitted upon the final documents for the final PUD at the January Planning Commission meeting. And with that, the Planning Commission recommends moving to approve the preliminary plat and PUD development stage plan amendment as presented, and I can answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kramvik. Does anybody have questions for James Johnson?
Yeah, I saw we shall consider a trail. Shall is my favorite government word because it means they have to do it. But when you shall consider something, it means you don't have to do anything. Sort of think about it. But have you looked at the plan of where a trail would fit into our existing system from this parcel or this property? Or does it make sense to get a trail out there? It'll make sense when we have that many units of housing, but
Certainly, we've looked
Do you
at that
have a
from a
path?
staff perspective, that, certainly that number of units, a trail would make sense to connect to our entire trail system as well as the park up there. But we'd have to do some studies, some future studies, see what the best route may be. Does it go down Crestview? Does it go down Greenwood Street? So there's some things we'd have to figure out, and I'm sure we'd have to get some type of committee or planning committee together to start discussing that.
okay, well then we shall consider it.
Well, we do have a planning and zoning committee. Just a thought. Erickson?
I asked that same question, the clarification on shall consider, and I think it's, and I think a trail would be very nice down there, but it's something we shall consider.
We shall. Anyone else?
We shall vote on this, I hope.
We shall go to a vote. All right, if there's no more discussion, all those in favor, say aye. Oh, let's get a motion first, huh? We're looking for a motion to approve the preliminary plat and PUD development stage plan amendment as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Chazak, second by Johnson. Now do we have any discussion? Looks like we don't. Let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, we have 10B. This is a request for proposal for a comprehensive plan update. And I believe, again, this is Mr. Kramvik.
Thank you, Mr. President. The city has budgeted $28,000 for the comprehensive plan update. Staff are looking for a consultant to provide a high-level review of our current comprehensive plan, certainly comparing to our zoning code that was implemented after. In addition, one of the primary purposes of reviewing our plan will be helping guide the city on missing components or what we may be missing that makes our city ineligible for a higher comp plan standard for an increased threshold in which an EAW must be conducted. Preliminarily, or I guess primarily that's centered around the amount of residential development that can occur prior to a mandatory EAW. And also with that, the consultant will set up an implementation plan with tracking, describing public programs, fiscal devices, and other actions to be undertaken to implement the comprehensive plan. Right now, I do know our comprehensive plan is lacking that. So with that, the Planning Commission has reviewed the RFP language over 2 meetings and recommend moving to approve the attached RFP for consulting services to amend the comprehensive plan, and I can answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kramvik. Mr. Johnson?
What's the estimated cost to this?
So we do have it budgeted for 28. There are things that I left out. Certainly, we're not going to be redoing the entire comprehensive plan like we did the previous time. That was in the $60,000 to $80,000 range, I believe. Staff is also looking to take on reviewing the future land use map as well to help save costs. Being that this is just an overall review to it, as well as recommendations on what we can do to move ourselves towards the higher threshold. I believe that will come in okay on this, but we'll have to get the consulting services contracts back in order to see that.
Does that
Thank
answer your
you.
question?
No, but he doesn't have the answer, and that's okay.
It's okay. Mr. Bordeaux?
Yeah, I love seeing the word mandatory, especially around environmental. So who's making the mandatory environmental?
So it's state statute.
It's state.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to bring that up again. Once again, the wonderful word mandatory coming from the state.
It's a mandate.
Always.
Mr. Chazak?
Yeah, Mr. Kramvik, when you say moving to a higher threshold, and what is the benefit once we achieve that higher threshold?
So certainly it speeds the process up for the city. We do have multiple departments that review projects as they come in. And then having kind of that review process laid out in our comprehensive plan, making sure we're checking all the boxes when a project comes in, gives us that higher threshold. So certainly speed with which a development project could happen for a developer, as well as costs for the developer to implement a project are helpful to have that higher threshold.
So conversely, without that higher threshold, we're costing the developers more?
Time and money, correct.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, transversely, I guess.
Yeah. Anyone else have questions?
Made another mistake.
If there are none, we're looking for a motion to approve the
So
attached
moved.
RFP for consulting services to amend the comprehensive plan. Motion by Bevins, second by Chesak. Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, generally I would oppose it, but I'll wait and see what the costs are and then oppose it at that meeting. I mean, I hate to sound like the old guy always, but we just did the comprehensive
Yeah,
plan.
that's where I'm at too. If it's something that we really need, then we'll see. We'll see.
We'll wait and see how they come back.
I'm with you,
Yeah.
Johnson. Anyone else? Seeing no more discussion, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to 10C, this is a conditional use permit amendment for St. Francis Rectory. Again, Mr. Kramvik.
Thank you, Mr. President. St. Francis Catholic Church has submitted a request for a conditional use permit amendment to add one additional garage stall to a church rectory that is currently under construction. After the original approval, it is my understanding that a third priest asked to permanently reside at the rectory. Places of worship and related buildings are permitted in the PSP district. Residential uses in the PSP district are allowed by conditional use. According to the findings, the proposed use shall be sited, orientated, and landscaped to produce a harmonious relationship of buildings and grounds to adjacent buildings and other properties. This was kind of the main consideration at the Planning Commission. Planning Commission considered this request at their December 17th meeting and noted that the proposed third garage stall covered the windows on the north side of the rectory that added character along the street. So with that, the Planning Commission recommended moving to approve the CUP amendment with the condition that a window is added to the second story on the northeast side of the rectory, and I can answer any questions.
Thank you, James. Anybody have questions? Johnson?
Yeah, about the window. What's going to be inside of that window? Like, did you ask the developer if it's feasible to throw a window on the northeast side, or is that a bedroom closet or a bathroom that needs a little privacy? I mean, what's going to be inside the building?
Mr. President? Yeah, so Commissioner Duval brought up that very question about where we're proposing to put that window. And it is a bedroom, and the developer was there, answered that question, and said that would be no problem to put the window
Okay.
where they specified. And I agreed with I liked how Commissioner Duval posed that question and brought up this issue. With the added garage here, it does cover a window. That was a nice aesthetic, obviously a functional element as well. And by moving it, we simply fix that situation. So
Thank you. I'm glad to hear it works out for the floor plan as well.
that conversation was had.
Yeager?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, this is just a question for James. I just want to make sure I'm understanding the submittal here correctly. If you go to page, at least in my packets on page 421, this shows the site plan. So I understand that the hatched area is the proposed addition, but one of two things is also happening here that does not appear to be represented. One is that the vehicle that will be accessing the third garage will either be driving across the grass, or are we just not seeing the 40-foot wide driveway?
So yeah, so they must not have added that extra driveway space to it. They wouldn't be able to drive across the grass.
Okay, so can we speak to whether or not the new driveway is going to be a full 40-foot wide driveway facing the neighbors across Ivy? Or is it going to be narrowed and wasted down, billowed out to that new addition? Do we know that?
On the final plans that would be submitted for that addition on there, we do have a restriction on how wide that can be. So that's in our city code.
And is the width restriction the egress as it meets the road, or is it as it meets the building?
As it meets the right of way.
That's my understanding also.
Yep.
That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Yeager. Anyone else? All right, if there's no more questions, looking for a motion to approve the CUP amendment with the condition that a window is added to
So
the
moved.
second story of the northeast side of the rectory.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Bevins. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Against, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to 10D. This is a data request for Crow Wing County point in time, and presenter is listed as Councilmember Jeff Chesak.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we did ask for this data last year, well, about 6-7 months ago. And I think there's a couple of things I think we should know. First of all, the disbursements made beyond what we asked for last time for the rest of the year from that point on. And also, there seems to be a little confusion, I think, with this whole point-in-time data. I would like to ask Crow Wing County, being that apparently they said that it's not their data, but they apparently gave us a location to find it. However, I would like to know when they submitted it to whomever and it is that they submitted it to, and we can ask for that data. So that's why I brought this up, so we can get clarity on when this information was submitted last year, so we'll have an idea when it may be submitted this year. And furthermore, to get the disbursements paid. Can I ask a couple of questions related to this, perhaps from maybe Community Development Director or Police Chief?
You have the floor.
Davis,
it's up to you.
How about, maybe I could start with our Police Chief. Being that a lot of issues surrounded this homeless shelter and the point-in-time data, and the kind of the catalyst behind that was our outdoor camping ordinance and all the concerns about arresting homeless people. Chief, this is completely, I have not discussed this with anybody. I have a feeling, though, what the answer is going to be. Can you tell us if anybody homeless has been arrested and put in jail and fined for that issue of being homeless that you know of in the last, say, 6-8 months? Is that something off the cuff you can help us with?
We have Deputy Chief.
Yeah,
Grundy
this is
here.
Deputy Chief, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, yeah. To my knowledge, no, there has not been
Okay.
anybody arrested or cited.
Okay, appreciate that. And then also the issue of, we did not have the shelter allowed them to be functioning through the summer months last year. However, if somebody could answer this, does anybody know, I believe there was a hotel or is a hotel or was in use through the summer for grant money coming from the state allocated through the county to Bridge on 7th to have beds available for homeless people at the hotel. Is that correct? Does anybody know the answer to that?
Mr. Kramvik?
I believe that was the case.
So there were beds available, so that even though Bridge on 7th, the doors weren't open there, but there were beds available for homeless people that they were staffing. Bridge on 7 staff was working to help those people.
I'm not sure about staffing. I do know that there was some rooms potentially available. I'd have to get more information on that other question, I guess.
But there were beds available, and that's a part of the story that we never see. We never see that. There was beds available last summer for homeless people in this town, but we're led to believe that didn't happen because of our restriction we put on them, the Bridge on 7th being open. So I'm kind of doing this for a couple of reasons. One, to get data from the county, and also to clear the air as to what's really going on. Point-in-time data, there was an article in our newspaper that said something to the effect of it had gone up from 2020 to 2024, January 2024, 187%. However, the January 25, 1 year ago, was not provided. I'll show you the email exchange I have with dispatch staff on that, and apparently it wasn't available just a few weeks ago when the story was written about what's coming up here at the end of this month. So if I could, I'd make a motion, Mr. President, to ask the county, make a request from the city of Brainerd to Crow Wing County Community Service or wherever it is, department, that we ask for the data that they provided on point-in-time data from January 2025. Show us the records of when that was provided to wherever it is they send it. And then furthermore, to get data associated with disbursements they made from the state grant money that they give out to either the hotel and or the Bridge on 7th. That's my motion.
Motion by
Second,
Chesak.
Johnson.
Second by Johnson. Any discussion on the motion? Johnson?
I would just like to have Joe work on this. This is just a formal data request. We're just asking a unit of government to give us public data. Last time it didn't work out so well. This time I hope we can just get the data released to us. So, thank you.
For you, Joe? Yep. Okay. Mr. Bedell?
Yeah, just to clarify, I support this in that I think it is in our best interest to have as much information as we can possibly have on any issue, but especially this one, when it's such an emotional issue, we should make sure that we have as much data as we can. And obviously, this is gonna be something that's gonna be coming up again. So let's make sure we get that information and get prepared when that conversation starts.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing no more discussion, let's go to a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Against, same sign. That motion carries. All right, it does it for new business. Moving on to staff reports. We'll start with Tony Gage. Chief Holmes.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Deputy Chief Rundy.
Nothing to report.
Jesse Dean, I see you back there. All right. IT? Anything from you, Sean Strong?
Yeah, I'll just mention, you might have seen an article about the cable channel rebroadcasting county and school district meetings. I asked them if they'd like to have that done for free, and we're probably gonna get it started tomorrow. Zero cost to the city and almost no effort from the college staff, a couple clicks, 3 minutes maybe. So that should be getting started tomorrow, I hope.
Very good. Thanks for getting that started, Sean, and thank you for your efforts, Max. Anything to add on that? All right, moving on to Connie Hellman, Finance. Mike Habagors, Public Works.
The only thing to add from my report is next week, Great River may be doing some burns at Rotary Park on Wednesday and Thursday. Thank
Okay.
you.
What are they burning?
They're the sagebrush, that we entered an agreement with them and we're getting state aid to remove that.
Buckthorn and
Right.
whatever else is in there? Okay,
Exactly.
very good. James Kramvik.
Nothing to add.
All right, Joe Langle.
Nothing here, thank you.
Chris Schubert.
Nothing to add.
One more meeting. All right. Anything from our public work or public utilities? Danny?
Just say Happy New Year.
All right, Happy New Year to you as well. And we have Mr. Charpentier up in outer space from the HRA.
This evening, Mr. President.
Nothing tonight?
Nothing.
Thanks, Eric. Administrator Broyles.
Well, I got to break the streak very quickly, though. Charter Commission meeting on January 21st. I also reached out to the League of Minnesota Cities. We have $50,000 budgeted for codification of our code. Reached out to the league. They got me in contact with their representatives from ALP, American Legal Publishing. They're kind of I would say they're kind of the gold standard for codification. Joe could chime in on that if you wanted to, but I have a lot of experience with ALP, and they put out a good product. So staff is just doing a little bit of homework internally. We're going to set up a meeting with ALP hopefully next week to ask some specific questions, but I just want to give the council a heads up that we'll be getting something before the council hopefully in the next month or two with a recommendation for codification.
What's ALP, Nick?
American Legal Publishing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Administrator Broyles. Next up, we have the Honorable Mayor Bedeau.
That sounds like the boringest newsletter / magazine of all time. No update other than just a quick update on Councilman Stunek. He called me again today, and he's just had a couple more setbacks. He's got some health issues we're dealing with, and we're kind of getting to the part of the road where we gotta figure some things out. So he just wanted to share his thoughts with everybody and his love, and again, keep him in your prayers. A couple little hiccups we're trying to get through, and then he should hopefully be back with us. So, but I know, as a council member, when you're not here, people want to know what's going on, and he just wanted to share with everybody that he's trying to get himself right, and he should be back with us soon. So,
thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to council member reports. Let's start with Mr. Bevins.
Nothing to add.
All right. Chairman Johnson.
I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas, and hope their New Year is going better than Maduro's. But on the Charter Commission, I attended the last Charter Commission meeting. I highly recommend everybody on the council look at what staff is proposing for our brand new charter compared to what we have as an existing charter that we literally just rewrote a couple years ago. And just with a keen eye, take a look at it, know what is going to be proposed to us, know what you're going to be voting on and changing, because the charter is kind of a big deal. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Johnson. Mr. Chesak?
Yeah, I wanted to extend best wishes and prayers to Chief Stunek. I hope we can all find a place in our hearts for hoping the chief gets back here real soon. And just want to again wish everybody a very happy new year. I'm looking forward to what's coming next.
Thank you, Mr. Chesak. Mr. Yeager?
Yeah, thank you. Very light airport ticker as our meeting is coming up on Thursday. So at our next meeting, I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about. But as of for tonight, pretty quiet. Did want to mention just a shout out to Mr. Planzer. You'll notice he's missing here. He's been a little under the weather here for a better part of a week, maybe 10 days. So we're kind of pulling for Mr. Planzer to get back on his feet and pulling for him there. Also, I just wanted to mention, I don't know, the weather has, as everyone has probably seen, has been a sincere nuisance when it comes to street snow removal and all that. But if you did notice that a lot of our snow fell on weekends and evenings over the holiday, and I just want to mention my appreciation to the staff that was out, not just working the streets, moving the snow once, but over and over and over again through the holiday break. Did a great job and highly criticized work, but just wanted to mention my appreciation to the people. I see this parking lot has vehicles in it almost every weekend, weeknights, Sundays, all the time. So thank you to staff. That's all.
Yeager? Chairman Erickson?
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I want to echo the sentiments about Councilmember Stunek. I talked to him today as well. He was in good spirits. He's just more frustrated that he can't be here. He wants to be here. I told him the chair is going to be sitting there for him. It's just he's more frustrated than anything that he's not better as fast as he wants to be, but he will make it back here. So on a separate note, we lost somebody in the city over Christmas, on Christmas Day. And it just happens to be one of my old teachers, one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Devine, David Devine. Read his obituary today, and he left the world in a way that was pretty unique in that he's still teaching from the grave. He was brave enough to be a person that was frustrated when he would read obituaries and not know what the cause of death was. And he wanted to make sure that everybody knew what his cause of death was. And he suffered from alcoholism that he wasn't willing to get help for. And everybody knew him as a fun guy to be around. Anybody that knows him wanted to be around him. Just a fun person. But sometimes you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors or even in front of open doors. But the message was maybe because he is able to put this and his family is able to put this in his obituary, maybe somebody out there will have the guts to actually reach out and do what he didn't do and get some help. So that's the message left by my favorite English teacher from high school, Mr. David Devine. So we'll leave it at that for tonight. Good first meeting of the year. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Moved. Second by Stunek.
Motion by Johnson, second by Bevan Stunek. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries.
You're on top of it, aren't you? Thank you.